Doesn't matter if you're 18 years old, doesn't matter if you are 70 years old. Anybody could still change the course of their life by applying what they know.
And we want to tell you that you have what it takes. So, hello everyone. I'm Rick Morales. I am a financial fitness trainer and network marketing professional. I'm a sports enthusiast. I like all the sports. I know a little bit about a lot of the sports. What I do understand is that there's a big relation between business and fitness, and in order to succeed in each one of those areas, you got to be dedicated. We want to talk about life, business, and fitness because I believe life involves relationships with which also has to do with business. Business, it's all about relationships as well. And
Absolutely.
but so here on this podcast, which currently we are not naming the podcast because we are a team, and but eventually we'll probably decide on putting a name on it. But so I'm your co-host Rick Morales, and here with me I have my friend Saucha, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Awesome. Thank you, Rick. So Saucha, Rick and I, we go a while back, and we live in a completely different state, but we're willing to compromise our time, to help educate people around the world of our success and failure and struggles and achievement and dream and goals, because we only live once. And I could say that I was born here in the States. My parents came here from Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War. And I did graduate from Cal State University of Fresno with my bachelor in business entrepreneurship. But I didn't take advantage of that until I was 29, Rick. I don't know if you remember that, but I was 29 when I took advantage of entrepreneurship.
Wow.
And so now I am a real estate investor. I invest in stocks as well, in cryptocurrency. I do a little bit of Forex and network marketing, I guess, socialpreneur, so anything in regarding to entrepreneurship, I'm trying to hit all those balls.
Nice. Yeah, I guess I didn't mention what it is that I do, right? I did mention financial fitness trainer and network marketing professional. Now, how did I stumble upon network marketing? Well, I was actually working for UPS full time, where most of my day was consumed. And I feel like I'm the type of person that is very outgoing, very positive. So I probably could have died at UPS, but I'm also a dreamer, and I believe in freedom. I believe that this country offers it. It's just a matter of about us learning how to obtain it. And when I saw a business presentation through a network marketing company, I saw the possibilities of definitely living better lives, making the money to sustain yourself without having to depend on the government, on a boss, or your children or anybody else, but to be basically self-sustained. I knew it was going to come with a lot of work. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how much work or how much I needed to learn. So it's been a learning process, but I've had results, and those have helped us out to cover some of our needs at home, and they have also been able to pay for trips where we've been to different parts of the world, and we've been, of course, different parts of the States, but thanks to the earnings that have come through network marketing. So I believe that network marketing is a great opportunity to those that allow themselves to be coached and guided in that particular field.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Being a coach or being coached is always good. And again, this podcast is going to be about entrepreneurship and self-development and businesses. And I'm not going to stray too far from any of that stuff. But I mean, building a network marketing business or online business or e-commerce all falls within the realm of entrepreneurship and business, right? So, talking about entrepreneurship, I remember when I was 29, and that's how I was bumped into a network marketing business. I have always been very skeptical about stuff like that, but it changed my mind because I know that a lot of people frown upon it because they don't know everything about it. so they get scared. Just like when you're going to school, right? And you're not sure if you want to go because you're afraid of not graduating, and then now you're going to get frowned upon by all your friends, family, and cousins and relatives. And then now you're like, oh my gosh, he's the college dropout, right? So you choose not to go. And I think it's relative to starting an online business or starting a network marketing business, and I think a lot of people have that fear until they actually dip their feet into it, and then they realize that, oh my gosh, there's just so much more than making money. It's self-development, it's building relationship, it's networking. I mean, I have met so many different thousands of people through network marketing businesses and through social media entrepreneurship and just different type of seminars and workshop. It's endless. I mean, it's so rewarding. Just meeting individuals like you, Rick. It's beyond what money can buy.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. As you were mentioning all these things, you reminded me of a gentleman. He's a big business owner, big on finance. He was talking about succeeding in business. He says you need to strengthen yourself intellectually and emotionally. And at some point I was thinking, like, what does strengthening yourself emotionally have to do with making money or building the life that you want to live? But like you mentioned, self-development has become very important, and not just in business, but in any area of our lives. Right. So some people may struggle in relationships. Some may struggle with their health, and I think a lot of the success that we may be looking for has a lot to do with our understanding of the particular subject. So self-development or personal development, it's one of the most important things that we can actually get ourselves into. I am a father of three. I've been married for 12 years. This year will be 12 years. Actually, my wife and I, we only dated for 2 weeks, but we've been married for almost 12, and we're happily married. And there's definitely more to my story and my past, but I'm going to start here because a little bit before my wife and I got married, I was already presented with a network marketing business. Then my wife came along. Well, she wasn't my wife, but she actually rejected me. I asked her out. We went out. I asked her to be my girlfriend. She said no. But one of the things that I knew is that she might have goals, and so I asked her about her goals. And I also shared with her that I believe that network marketing can help her accomplish some of those goals. She looked at the business information. She became part of the team. A little bit after working together, that's when we got married. And so we've been in this journey together. And like I mentioned, we've enjoyed some of the trips thanks to the earnings. What I can tell you, it has not come easy, because business in general, a lot of people get started. A lot of people just have the idea of business or the wishes of starting one, but not a lot of them actually venture into them. And so for us, it has been a lot of ups and downs, learning how to work together. That has been there's been challenges that have been overcome. Nevertheless, we're not perfect, so we continue to learn about each other, and we have a lot of support from one another. And about personal development, it has helped us out tremendously. There's been books that have been recommended on relationships, on budgeting and personal finance that have helped us out to manage in a way that has given us a little bit more freedom than we had with our regular jobs. So that's a little bit about me. One thing I know, or that I can share with you, is that I am very grateful for as much as I have learned, but I can tell you that I am not a finished product, and I am happy to keep learning.
That's awesome, Rick. That's awesome. That's great. Well, just a little bit of background about my story is that, I was talking a little bit earlier about how I was born here in the United States. And, my parents are both immigrant from Southeast Asia. Even till today, they have a very hard time learning the English language because it was such a big barrier to them. And when they came here, it was either you go to school, you learn, or you work, right? And it it's not that they didn't get the opportunity to learn education and English and whatnot, but they took the path of going to work so that they could put food on the table because they had 8 of us. It was my mom, my dad, and then I have four brothers and 3 sisters. There were 8 of us, and growing in an Asian household was not easy. Education is a big thing. My dad wanted me to become an attorney, and I refused to. Not that I don't like being an attorney, I just refused to. The lifestyle of an attorney is okay. It's not great because you take your work home, and I didn't choose that path. And yeah, I mean, and I'm not a typical Asian guy either. I'm not smart. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not stupid either, but I mean, I'm not smart. I'm hardworking, and I like to learn a lot, but I'm not a bookworm. So if you tell me, hey, you know what, figure out this math problem, I could say I don't know. I'm sorry, right? But if you tell me, hey, you know what, help me grow this business, hey, I'm your guy all day long, right? But I guess we as entrepreneurs have a specialty in a different area of life than maybe somebody who's a bookworm who goes to college and got their PhD and now is educating other or is a surgeon. I'm thankful that there's surgeon. I'm thankful there's attorney. I'm thankful that there's engineers because I can't do their position and I'm sure they can't fulfill mine either. So I'm really thankful that I did go to college. I did graduated, and talking about mentorship a little bit, when I was 29 years old, I was working at a local credit union, and this gentleman came into my life and he literally changed me inside out. I know my dad, and I know your dad too, Rick. They probably taught us how to be a good son, how to be a good father, how to be a good husband, how to be a good sibling, right? And every time we do something wrong, they will reprimand us, not with word, but probably physically, because I know I was reprimanded physically because that's how my dad was reprimanded, right? Back in the old country. So I was reprimanded physically, and back in those days, it's okay to get reprimanded physically. And today it's a completely different story, but growing up, it was just education, and then I met this gentleman. I'm just going to call him Mr. Relis. He came into my life. He came into the bank one day, and he asked for a cashier's check for $480,000. And none of the members that I've served have ever asked for such a big amount. And when I thought that he was kidding, I pulled up his account, and yeah, I could see all the zeros and all the numbers, and there was 6 digits, 7 digits, and I was just so surprised how an average person can make so much money. That was what triggered me. I have always been an entrepreneur at heart, but I was so scared to take the risk, like what you were saying, to take the initiative risk to make something happen of yourself. And that day, that spark grew in me, and it kept growing and growing. And I remember when he asked for that cashier's check, I'm like, man, I want to be like that guy who's not well known, but who has so much money because he was able to put in hard work. He was able to build 9 successful businesses, and he was able to help hundreds of people, right? By employing them, by giving them jobs, by starting a business venture with them. And I was like, man, I came home one day and I was like, I want to be like that guy. And yeah, so when I was 29, my whole life changed there. I wish I started earlier, but like we're talking about, my parents only taught me how to be a good son and a good worker and a good husband and a good father. Never anything financially educated to help me grow my life and a legacy. So, and now I guess we both learned something from the normal world, and we're here to share it.
Exactly. Yeah, we definitely want to share what has helped us out to improve our lives, to make money outside of our work environment, because it is possible. I think we live in times where the inflation or the economy has gone up in a way that we feel that it has gone out of control. So this podcast is Sal and I, we're here to let you know that it is possible to take control of your finances and not say the world economy or the country economy, but to be able to say it's my economy, and this is how I take control of it. Because one of the things is that your life is your business, right? But unfortunately, the government has never taught us how to treat it like a business. School doesn't teach us, and like Sal mentioned, our parents also didn't teach us how to treat it like a business because they also didn't know. Now, we're not saying through this that you should not listen to your parents. right? It's like always, talk to them, listen to them with a lot of love, but also try to get close to people that have the result that you might be looking for. Find out what led to those results, and through this podcast, we're going to be sharing different principles that are applied for success, because I believe that success is a result. It's like a recipe for a cake, and if you don't follow the recipe as it's suggested from beginning all the way to end, we're not going to get the result that we're looking for. And on the other hand, I believe also that failure, for example, is also a result, but it's just the undesirable result. And so we should never quit, but actually find out where we make the mistake, and to make that adjustment. And but if you are looking to improve your finances, if you are in network marketing and you want to have an idea where to start, what steps to take, or you have any questions, we want to invite you to send us a message. We will be posting eventually our emails or our Instagram account, so you can direct message us. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them. And so what are some of the other things that we should expect coming out of this podcast?
Rick, I think you hit all the main point. I think that as entrepreneur, we need to help other entrepreneurs realize their full potential. And I think that was one of my biggest fears at growing up. And I keep referring back to this as an Asian, community or family. We are very obedient, and we're not risk takers, and we work hard, and we save all our money under our beds and couches, right? But that's the wrong way to do business. If you want to succeed in America, in America, like you said, has the most potential opportunity to make you so successful. We lack the capability of seeing it because, and I'm not saying that, we lack the resources. There's so much resources out there, but we rely on certain resources that gives us free stuff, and that what hold us back. And I remember my parents were on the welfare system, and I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that once you become comfortable, you lose your spirit, and you lose you lose hope, and you lose faith, and not in anything else but yourself. You rely so much on something that's given to you for free, but you lose all the potential you have as an individual. And not to say anything about religion, but God made every single one of us with the full potential to become successful and great. There's so much resources. We can't choose where we grew up. We can't choose who we were born into, but we could choose how our destiny becomes to be. You know what I mean? I mean, you get to pick your lifestyle, and growing up, I was poor. I was broke, typical Asian family. My parents never worked. They're immigrants, and you can make something of yourself. But you have to dedicate time into learning different things in life. And I think that's one of our main focus on this podcast, is to help you realize that you have so much potential. And, I was an introvert. I don't know if I remember telling you, but Rick, I was an introvert. And for all of you guys out there who are watching, I was a big introvert. And for the people that know me personally, and if you come across this video, I was an introvert. When I was going through grade school, all the way through high school, even in college, I was an introvert. But one man changed my life, and he invited me on stage, and he told me to talk, and I don't remember anything because I was so scared. And I was, I believe, 29 at that time. And once I made that speech and I came down, and he asked me, was that something that scared you the most? Like, that was the most scariest thing I have ever done in my life, talking in front of 200 people. But that was also the most amazing thing. When I came down that step, and I reached the floor off the stage, and he says, how'd you do? And I was like, I did okay. I felt really scared, but good at the same time, that I overcame a fear not in just myself, but in my own community. Public speaking, and not just my community, probably the whole, the whole world. Public speaking isn't easy. A lot of people have the fear of speaking in front of people, and I think, Rick, you conquered that, and I did too, and I'm thankful for all these mentors that I have in my life. And that's the reason why I think we're here, to share these ideas and these thoughts with everyone out there, that you're grown to have great success in life if you apply what that other has taught you.
That's right. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. I like that you mentioned that we are here to give people hope. because I believe that that's what keeps us going. And it's true. A lot of times we feel like we have come to a dead end, and we want to throw in the towel. And then then I remember that I don't have any underwear. Nah, just kidding. No, but we do. A lot of times we do feel like throwing in the towel. We get tired. We said maybe that's it. Maybe just whatever I'm doing, it just doesn't work. But
Right.
but I guess another thing that I do want to share is that through this podcast, we will hopefully and we will do our best to also have guests that have ventured into business so they can share their experience, so that it's not just Sao and I sharing through this podcast, but so that you can so you can see, or so you can meet people that are just like you and I, that have come from from a particular beginnings where there was struggle in family, and that could still still succeeded, or at least living better than how they started. So we will try to have interviews. We'll be talking about specific topics, why people should get started into business, because there's a lot of benefits about being a business owner. What makes a business successful? Why people quit, what makes a person successful. And so if you have enjoyed this podcast, we want to invite you to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And it's actually, I mentioned our channel, but we want this to be your channel. We want to build a community of entrepreneurs, of financial freedom champions, and that's why, like on the upper corner, it says FFC. It stands for Financial Freedom Champions. Right? I think we are all in a big battle in life, which also, once again, FFC, right, fighting the financial crisis, and we want to tell you that you have what it takes. And that's it for me. And we hope to see you on the next event. So, if you want to say anything before we close.
Yeah, much love to you guys. Keep working hard. You're not at the end of your life or your road that you're taking. Your journey just started. Doesn't matter if you're 18 years old. Doesn't matter if you are 70 years old. Anybody could still change the course of their life by applying what they know.
All right, thank you. So this is Rick and Sal signing out. I see you on the next podcast.
Take care, guys.